You know, you're going to remember the one moment in your life that changes your life forever.
Moneymaker's going to call it.
Chris Moneymaker, a statistical improbability to win this title at the outset, is now closing in on making it an incredible reality.
I mean, I was an accountant making $40,000 a year. It was a different lifestyle.
Turn card is an 8 of diamonds.
No help yet.
And then I go off and win the World Series of Poker.
It's a 5.
And immediately it changes my life forever. Quickly you realize that your life's going to be different. You don't know how, but you know your life's going to be different.
In 2003, poker changed forever when an amateur named Chris Moneymaker turned an $86 online entry into $2.5 million at the World Series of Poker. 11 years later, and as an ACR Team Pro, Chris enters the world of high-stakes poker again at Triton Montenegro.
If I met you off the street and you never played poker before in your life back in 2003, if you sit down with me for 2 hours, I could teach you how to play poker, I could teach you strategies, and I could send you to a poker room and I would guarantee you would make money. Poker was so simple back then. Right before I won, in my poker room that I played in Tunica, Mississippi, there was on the wall, it said, checking and raising is not permitted. You couldn't check raise. So if you played in position, people just checked when they missed and bet when they hit. It's hard to describe how easy it was to play poker back in the day. And then you fast forward, you come to something like Triton. I mean, every one of these guys are studying sims nonstop. They're working on their game nonstop. They're, you know, getting in groups and talking out different hands that just seem so trivial to the average person. They can have a 3-hour conversation about it. And it's just very, very next level. I'm only playing 4 events while I'm here, but my first event is going to be today. I'm going to be playing a 25K tournament, and then I go on to a 30K, a 40K, and a 50K. I'm going to play the first week. I feel great. Again, it's day 1, so it's like just trying to get through the day to day. Like, you don't really want to do anything too stupid, just survive.
Joining Chris Moneymaker in the $25,000 GG Millions event is online qualifier and pro Brandon Hamlet. He hopes to have his own poker boom after winning a $110,000 package for just $33 on ACR.
My name is Brandon Hamlet, just turned 26 years old. I'm from Rye Brook, New York, and I play poker for a living. For the Triton and the 110K package, I had the 2650 seat. I saw it was overlaying 30%, so I was like, all right, well, I might as well play it. It's free money. So I jumped in, and then I got very lucky. When I won that Triton package, it was about 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern in my house. I took off my shirt, screamed around my house like you would never imagine. I'm going to Montenegro, like, we're going. I won a $110,000 package. My average buy-in right now is about $160 to $200. My strategy is to probably max fire it with 3 bullets if I need to. Hopefully not, hopefully I'm in with 1. It's supposed to have around 300 people, could be a record-breaking number of people. I think that's gonna be one of the best tournaments, so I plan on max firing that. I really don't think there's anyone I don't wanna play. I mean, I think a lot of the players are really good. You're not gonna run me over. I'm not just going to be one of those guys that are sitting there playing with the nuts, because you can't win in especially these by just nut peddling, right? Like, you got to weave and battle, you know. I don't want to sound cocky, but I feel like playing in the 630s and 2650s on ACR, I can't imagine how much tougher it could be. I think I can really compete, and I'm here to win.
Sitting at a pretty tough table, and it was raised pre-flop. I'm on the button with king queen. I flat. 3 of us see a flop. It goes check check. Flop was king 10 X. Check to me, and I decided to play a little deceitful and check behind. I'm going to bet this quite a bit, but I want to keep people guessing pretty early. Pots aren't going to be that high. I'm not going to get 3 streets very often anyways, so I decided I'm going to try to get 2 streets on the turn and river. Turn brought a diamond. It was like a 5 of diamonds. Both of them checked me. I bet 7,000. 7? They both called, so immediately I'm putting my opponents on something like pocket jacks of one of them, and one's maybe doing a diamond draw maybe. And so a 6 comes on the river, offsuit 6, which is pretty much a perfect card for me. Checks around to me, and I decided to scale up pretty good to 21,000. I actually think I probably should have gone higher because there were so many draws that missed, and I think I could have gone all the way up to like 35,000 if I wanted to. I still think I get called. First guy folded, second guy called, and he just mucked his cards, so I ended up winning the hand with the king queen, and added nicely to my stack. If I go for 3 streets, I think they fold on the river, so I think I got as much value as I could, short of betting bigger on the river because my hand's really deceptive. First table I sat at, I was feeling pretty comfortable, everything was going pretty smooth. And I got moved to a table, obviously, that a lot of people know, a lot of players at, Nacho Barbero, Stephen Chidwick, Phil Ivey, Sam Grafton. Not exactly the best table draw.
Moneymaker, this is what you chose to wear. Do you know where you are, bro? Come on, this isn't fucking...
What's wrong with what I'm wearing?
Come on, bro.
This is the nicest stuff I own.
I
You're wearing a fucking jersey.
You represent like the working man, you're like the ordinary guy, bro, but like, come on, it's a bit disrespectful even to the ordinary person,
Let me see what shoes you're wearing. My shoes are better than yours.
Oh, I bet that. What, you got cowboy boots on?
I got some flip-flops.
Flip-flops is allowed.
What's wrong with this? This is a classy shirt.
Bro, I don't know what it looks like.
I designed this shirt, damn it.
You designed it?
Yeah,
This is what
kinda.
They're letting you click button. I mean, I'm sure you bring a lot to the brand, but I wouldn't be, if I ran a company, I wouldn't be coming to you for fashion and branding advice, Yeah. Right.
This is what I get by defending this trash. Oh my God.
How good am I? How bad are you now? It's 7-0.
It's not over yet, by the way. GG, bro.
Oh my God, paradox.
GG, bro.
Moneymaker, you see this?
Bro.
Even in 2001, people were playing better than this.
Bro.
You can't fucking believe this, bro.
On the 8 high on the flop and you expect to win.
oh.
What is this, bro?
Look at this. The Venom's a top of tournament in this tournament.
Bro, now you can go watch a game perfect, you see?
Button opened and I defended with a 4-8 suited, and the flop came my suit, and I waited till the turn, and turn came a king, and I really didn't think my opponent had the king. He bet. I expected to take it down right there when I made it 19,000, but he called, so that obviously is not ideal when you have an 8 high flush draw. I'm planning on firing the river no matter what it is, because I just don't feel like he has a king. The difference is I was going to bet anywhere between 25 to 40K. I hit my flush on the river, which is obviously really nice. 40. I bet 40,000, and he raises it to 85. Put me in a really bad spot. He was one of the unknowns to me at the table. It made a straight on the end. I didn't think he would raise with a straight, but not a whole lot made sense. He checked on the flop when the 2 spades came. I just didn't feel like he would check back a flush draw very often, and he bet the king. So I don't know, I was a little confused. It was just going to be hard for me to lay down a flush in that spot. 45,000 more to call, and I decided to make the call. And I saw the bad news. He had me notched. He had the 7-10 of spades into my 4-8 of spades. So that was really the big hand that kind of crippled me. And then, finally got down to where I had a pretty good opportunity, I felt like, with ace-5 on the big blind. Ended up flopping a 5, but got turned, and I get to go think about my decisions for the next 25 minutes and rebuy.
Wow, Stevie runs so good. I would have bust you.
Of all the events, this is probably going to be, if you want to consider it the weakest, it's going to be the weakest field. There's going to be the most players in this event. So this is, I think, the event that if you're going to rebuy and spend more money, this is the one to do it in.
Yeah, it was 9-7-8 limped pot. I have ace-queen of diamonds. My opponent bets the flop. I call. Turn is another 9. I check. He bets the size of the pot, so now he's representing straights and 9x. And the river was a 5, bringing in a 1-liner, flush draw bricks, and my opponent went all in. So at this point, Now he's really only repping straights and boats. I unblock all of the 10x and a lot of the hands that would bluff, and I called with ace high and I was wrong, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's aggressive, he's gonna find the bluffs, that's poker, you know? We'll come back, probably max late reg this, and yeah, that's it. When it comes to poker, it's definitely not all clean. I had one of the worst possible WSOPs you can have. I think I went 2 cashes for 41 buy-ins, so I lost about 90,000 USD. I always come to WSOP to shot take, like it's not my average buy-in, so I came home, started back on the grind it back up. On this recent upswing, I just passed my 90,000 that I lost, hoping to never go back there again, but I am currently on a pretty crazy heater. I can't even fathom how much money I've won in the past 3 weeks. It's about probably $250,000. But when we talk about hot streaks in poker, it's very interesting because nobody really sees the 14 months of pain that I've gone through. Only everyone sees the pictures of the big scores. So for me, it really just shows like how much I've been through when looking at all these big scores and being like all the pain was worth it. I really hope it does translate here. I'm really confident in my game and I feel like I can compete here.
Whenever I play a game of poker, I look at it as monopoly money. Like once I've bought in, the money's gone. It makes it more beneficial for players to take chances and to be aggressive. Aggressive poker is winning poker, so if you're aggressive on the table, you have multiple chances to win the hand. You can win by having the best hand, or you can get your opponent to fold. The problem is people value their tournament life so much that they don't want to be aggressive, and therefore they just dwindle their chips down and they end up losing anyways. They give themselves worse chances of winning. You're going to lose most of the time anyway, so you might as well take an aggressive stance and try to accumulate chips. Accumulating chips and building your stack gives you the best chance to win a poker tournament.
So yeah, I just re-entered. First hand I sit down, Nikita shoves 10 big blinds under the gun. Button then reshoves 20 bigs. I look down at 9-9. I go all in. Flop is 9-7-8. So we flop top set. Turn 6, so the guy turns a straight. And then river is a 7, so we have a full house. And I tripled up, so yeah.
We re-go back in. We got moved to a table over here. Got Inson, a main event champion right to my right. A couple other really good players. Obviously you're gonna have that at Triton. But I busted Fedor, which was really nice, at my ace king versus ace queen. And then essentially I haven't picked up a hand, haven't hit a flop, haven't done anything the entire time. I made one kind of move. Inson's opening his button every single time, so looked down at queen 3 suited and decided to 3-bet to 40,000, and he just immediately shoves it right in my face. So that was fun. Went up to I think 7,000 big blinds, and I've got 100 or like 200K or something, so we're still fine. But since I rebought back in, we've been playing 6-handed the entire time, and obviously that brings the blinds around faster. That makes everything, you have to go a little bit faster. It gets to a point in the tournament where you have to be creative and start adding chips to your stack, and we're going to be getting there pretty close if we keep playing 6-handed. We'll see.
Although both players failed to cash their first bullet in the 25K event, neither is ready to give up in the pursuit of the coveted Triton Trophy and the $903,000 first place prize. With bullet number 2 comes added pressure. Both players are now in for $50,000 and will be looking to make the money. However, poker is a challenging game and, at times, a brutal one. As stacks get short, holding during your all-ins is a must. Nice hand, Brandon.
One dynamic thing I found pretty interesting at the table was since I'm an unknown player, a lot of the pros assume I'm a recreational player, but I play professionally, and there was a really cool dynamic because I opened Ponikov's 3-bets, and then Brian Kim is in the big blind, and he knows Ponikov is going after me, so he's going after Ponikov, so it's like a whole link of a chain process. I had the goods that time, I had kings, so I got lucky, but yeah, it's kind of cool when you can recognize things that these players are doing, but I already know what they're up to, so yeah.
When I'm playing against these guys, like, they're better than me, but like their edge isn't so much that they're just gonna crush me. Like, they're not gonna just outplay me constantly. there'll be spots that they'll find that I maybe not have find. But there's also going to be spots where I might value bet more, where they actually, the solver says to check, or there'll be different situations. And actually, I think it's sometimes easier to play against these guys because they are playing a pretty standard style. They're going to be playing a lot in position. They're going to be squeezing a lot. They're going to be 3-betting a lot. They're going to be putting a lot of pressure on people. They're going to try to isolate what they perceive as a weaker player, myself. And you can see that. It's a living organism at the poker table that you can really feel. So my game is always changing based on what's going on at the table. While I don't know what these guys know as far as like fundamentals or solverability, I feel like I have this other ability to know what's going on within the players' minds and what's going on within the flow of the game.
He's actually opted to open the 3x in the small. I don't believe this is standard operations, but it does get the king 6 out.
Hey, listen, if you're gonna fold out every single letter 6 except the ace, I'd say you're doing something right.
It does.
Right? I mean,
That was
irregular, not something we're used to seeing.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. Seth Davies with the check raise in the big against Moneymaker's 30K c-bet.
These are the kind of spots where these super high rollers, when they have interesting backdoor equity and they can pressure us, but it's not going to get through the king-jack of Chris Moneymaker. And Davies, almost a little bit of a, wouldn't call it a tell, but sort of like, oh, okay. Gonna need that 7 of spades. Doesn't come in the form of the deuce on the turn. I don't think he thinks that Chris Moneymaker is checking back quickly with the ace-10, calling a check raise with, something like an ace-high on the flop is gonna have pretty much what he has at minimum, like you said. Really considering maybe, can I get Chris Moneymaker to fold a medium king here, really pretending like I have a 5. If I'm telling the story of this 5, wouldn't I keep betting on the turn to get that value? And that's why
he is giving up. Couldn't find a story to rep that trip 5s. There is the fold.
Playing on the feature table, I feel like I have an advantage because I've done it so many times. I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I'm not afraid to do anything stupid, and I'm also not, just not intimidated. So maybe we can get back up there on day 2 or 3. I called for the second time today with deuce 4 of spades, the exact hand in the big blind. And the first time it was over here when I was pretty short and flopped a deuce and check raised and got it through. And then this flop over here came 8-8-4.
So deuce 4 suited for Moneymaker with 8s and 4s. What do you think about this? Check raising.
Quite frankly, I love it. Let's just play for stacks, I mean, Demir only has about 15, 16 big blinds. He's raising the cutoff. Sure, sometimes he'll have an overpair, but a lot of the times he's just going to c-bet and fold when you check raise.
Deuce 4 has been probably one of my better hands today. It's where I won most of my chips, I guess. Obviously, after I spoke about not getting many hands, we came back and we had a few hands, but we also created some just opportunities by raising, and my table wasn't 3-betting a whole lot, so I was able to push through some pots, built up a little stack. We'll have to keep pressuring the gas as we go.
So excitingly enough, we made day 2. There's 32 players left, 27 will be paid, $41,000, which for me, I got in with pretty much with 33 bucks, so it's a pretty big spin up. So I'm really excited. That's fake, because I'm not playing for that min cash.
Yeah,
I know.
We got 25 bigs. We're in 25th place going into tomorrow, and we're going to play all the way down to a winner tomorrow at 903K. So hopefully we catch a good run of cards tomorrow. My plan today was, I thought this was a 3-day tournament, so my plan was just to survive the day and not get into too many traps. And all of a sudden I see the structure and it's like, holy cow, no, we're going to have to go. Like, I think I said around dinner time, it's time to get chips because this structure's fast. Again, come back tomorrow. We got to get rid of 5 people to make the money and then start going for first. If we see an opportunity, we're going to take it. We're not afraid to punt it off. I mean, I'm playing for $900,000 tomorrow, not $41K.
As the pressure ramps up, every hand counts. The chase for the Triton Trophy and $903,000 is on.